now from the USDA team who is behind the Ethics mobile app that you saw at booth 13.
Perfect. Good afternoon. My name is Stuart Bender. I'm the director of USDA's Office of Ethics. I'm from the government, and I'm here to help you, and I'm going to tell you why. The challenge that anybody who is an official in government or an executive in private industry faces, if you are a busy executive, the ethics rules impact you in two ways. The first is your own actions, where you have the most control. You can control your own actions. But the second way ethics affects you is the actions of your staff. If you are a leader of an organization of thousands of people and one of them goes rogue, it comes back on you. That is a very sobering thought for anyone who's an executive in business or in federal government, but it is a true reality. So the challenge is also to heighten awareness for agencies that have the challenge is heightened for agencies and organizations that have employees geographically dispersed across the country. At USDA, we have 100,000 employees in all 50 states and in 80 countries around the world. We are in over 4,000 counties in the United States, so we are very, very widely dispersed. And what we did was we looked to app technology and the pervasiveness of smartphones to create a solution to help not only leaders but all employees, and that is the USDA Ethics App. And our initial goal was to make that app available to all 100,000 USDA employees. And we decided, you know what, let's go bigger. Let's make it available to all executive branch employees. And then we decided to go bigger and make it available to all federal employees in all branches of government. And we decided to go even bigger and make it available to everyone. So we have made this app for free available to every man, woman, and baby in the country. We don't know how many babies have downloaded the app, but we do know that over 55,000 people have downloaded this app, and we know from the fact that the app is interactive and users can email the Office of Ethics, we know that we have saved our employees reputational risks. So this is a tool that we developed with a contractor. We worked actually with a booklet publisher that does apps. They had never done an ethics app. I had never done an ethics app. We bravely decided to partner together. This app involves videos and involves text, and we'll talk about features in a second. But one thing I want to tell you is it's the first multi-platform, multi-media interactive ethics app of its kind in the federal government, and it only cost us $23,900 with this contractor. What I want to tell you is that we were striving to create an effective, efficient, and customer-focused tool that could be used by everyone. And here I want to thank Secretary Sonny Perdue. He's the Secretary of Agriculture. I want to thank him for his support. His leadership and his support on this innovation and design was really instrumental. And we want to promote ethical compliance by providing on-demand resources. So what we have found in the ethics world is that the standard is to give an hour ethics training in November, and I hope people remember it till next November. That is not reality. We want to create the tools people need on demand when they need them to refresh their knowledge of these rules anytime to save their careers. And because these rules are criminal in nature, violating a criminal statute can ruin somebody's career, it can endanger their freedoms, and it can endanger their reputation and the reputation of the organization that they work for. And it can also harm the mission. So if the mission is a very beneficial one, it can actually take the agency off message. And what we found is that smartphones are becoming extensions of the self. What I found with my staff is that they would rather lose their house key than lose their cell phone. And half of them told me their house key is their cell phone. So our vision was to add value. As I mentioned, we have multimedia resources. We combine text and video because my 16-year-old twin sons told me nobody reads anymore, so you have to have YouTube videos. I told them they better be reading. It is customers focused. It's easily accessible to all federal employees, all contractors who deal with the federal government, and all members of the public who have an interest in learning about ethics. We expanded our capabilities. We simplified ethics concepts. And that's something that we really worked hard on. We tried to demystify and simplify the laws that are so complex in this area. We used plain English. And it's a free resource at your fingertips now and on demand. So let's talk features. The Ethics app has the Ethics Library has 15 categories, 50 subcategories, 18 ethics forums, 10 videos that if you don't want to read any of those categories, you can just get the information from short 5-minute videos that are professionally made. There are 8 links to other agencies' websites, including the USDA Ethics website. There's a frequently asked questions section, and it's all 508 compliant. Anyone who has an Apple or Android smartphone can download the Ethics app for free. So I would encourage you now, if you go to the App Store and you search USDA Ethics, you can have that in 20 seconds, and you will have an amazingly powerful resource on your phone that will assist you in understanding the rules, but it also may save your career. So let's talk about the home screen. The home screen is easy to navigate. We wanted to make it very visually appealing because ethics can be scary. For some people, they look at it as it's a really scary thing. It's a gotcha thing. And we want people to know that we're here to help them. So we want them to be able to easily navigate the specific chapters and the specific resources that they would want to use. And they can readily download forms. What we found is that in the ethics arena, as in other arenas in the government, often it's hard to find the right form. In fact, it can be a challenge finding the right form. What we did was to actually put all the ethics forms on the app, but we went a step further. We categorized them into the categories to make it easier to find, and we then put those categories in order of the need. So you'll see outside activities and travel are our 2 top categories. That's where we get our most questions. So we're able to be responsive and move things around to be responsive to the needs of employees. And if you have a question, you can actually ask the ethics office at USDA right from the app. So if you're looking at something on the app and you don't understand something, or your question is more granular, you can actually ask us. And there's various parts, about a dozen throughout the app, where it prompts you to contact the Office of Ethics if you have a question. Another feature about the Ethics Library that's very unique, in addition to having the 15 categories, it has a smart glossary of terms. So I went to law school, I'm a lawyer. Not everybody does go to law school or admit that they're a lawyer. What we wanted to do was, we use a lot of legal terms in the ethics world. And what we do is we have a smart glossary that defines each and every one of those terms. So now if you hear terms like prohibited source and covered relationship, you can have those terms defined. They're defined in the app in plain English for you. In addition, if you know nothing about ethics and you're like, I don't even know where to begin, once you get into the Ethics Library, at the bottom right-hand corner is a magnifying glass, which is a universal symbol of a search function. It actually takes you to a smart index where you can just, at the push of a button, go to the area you want to learn more about. So you can go to that smart index, and it lists all the major areas in alphabetical order, and you can just go through that and push a button, and it'll take you right to that section that you need. So it's literally news you need to know at your fingertips when you need it. It also has the ability to bookmark, and you can also add personal notes. Those personal notes are only stored on your cell phone. They are not stored anywhere else. You can delete them or email them to yourself. So there's another feature there. With the forms, as I mentioned, we put all the ethics forms categorized into neat categories. We actually, for safety's purposes, originally were going to allow people to fill out the forms on the app. But because there's personal information and there's personal privacy information that we were concerned about security, we instead adopted a feature where when you find the form you want, you can email it directly to yourself. So you email the form, and it is a fillable out form. So it is a form that you can fill out online. So you email it to your computer, And you can email to your home computer, you can email to your government computer. The reason that we allow people to do it to their home computer is some of the forms deal with people who are doing job searches. There's a Stock Act notice for job searches. They might not want to mail that to their government email. They might want to mail it to their personal email, fill out the form, and then electronically submit it. So it's a paperless process, all organized by the app. Resources. There's a resource section to allow people to get into contact with us, and that's actually the most important thing that we have, which is that we allow people to contact us and to ask us questions. We also have a 508 section, so we have a help desk. So we have a function where if anybody, the app is 508 compliant, we had it independently tested, but we also found that for any individual with a disability, we want them always to have access to the app, so they can contact our OCIO. They have a help desk that we have established with them. If they don't help them, they can go to the USDA 508 team, and if they don't help them, they can come back to the Office of Ethics and tell us, and so there's total accountability, and then we can help them as well. We also have 10 videos. As my 16-year-old twin boys said, nobody reads anymore, so we put in videos. So if you don't want to read, you can watch these short 5 to 6 minute videos that explain all the ethics rules, the core principles. We didn't hire actors. What we did to be very cost effective was instead of hiring actors, we used our own staff. So it's myself and my staff. That's one of my staff members. We wrote our own scripts, we did our own graphics, we did each other's makeup. I am told that I am a work in progress. But we really did it, what we did do professionally was the sound and the picture quality is excellent. So that's it. That's the USDA Ethics App. It provides information that is timely, accurate, right at your fingertips. It is the first government ethics app of its kind ever created in the executive branch, and we have made it available for everyone for free. So we are USDA's ethics office, and we are here to help you.
Congratulations. You mentioned the importance that you placed in making this available to everybody. Mm-hmm. Have you had a chance to consult with some of your peers in the legal offices of other agencies to see how what you have on here syncs up with what they expect out of their employees? Not just the law. I mean, the law is the law, but each office has different standards and so on that they apply to their employees and enforce.
So that's a great question, and actually we did. So what we have talked to numerous ethics officers throughout the executive branch. I've been doing ethics now for over 25 years, so I know most of them by name because we've grown up in this business together. And one of the things that we did with the ethics app was we used the standards of conduct that were established by the Office of Government Ethics. That is a unified government-wide system of ethics rules. So what I told them is that everything on the ethics app, everything, is applicable to all federal employees except for one sentence. There's one sentence that talks about the Federal Meat Inspection Act, and that deals with USDA. But other than that one sentence, everything else is equally applicable to other government agencies. And one of the other reasons we put the forms online was because we were getting questions all the time from other agencies if we would share our forms with them. So now we can tell them, we don't have to share them with you, we've already shared them. They're already up there for you.
Congratulations, Stuart. Thanks very much.
My pleasure. Thank you. Good question.
Thank you.